on a mammoth, like Marvin the mammoth, like Linda made for us. They were hunting this thing.
His name's Marvin.
So it's not just one guy going to hunt this thing. You got a team of guys, and you know probably someone might die or get very hurt trying to get food, but you needed the food. So an atlatl, it's easier to make than a bow, and of course earlier technology than a bow. You got there's many things you can make this out of: river cane, dogwood. A lot of times you got short pieces though, and they couldn't find any real long pieces, so they'd splice them together. And this one's actually spliced together with I use hide glue that I made, and then backstrap sinew. You chew on that and it gets wet and breaks down, and then you wrap up whatever you'd like to fasten. And as it dries, it really cinches down on it. And then, of course, you got your fletchings. I made turkey fletchings. They did all kind of different styles. This is a basic two feather fletching. And then on the end, you got your foreshaft. Sometimes they probably would have just put a point directly on this shaft, but this shaft was a lot harder to straighten out than, you know, just making a small little foreshaft. So they'd make these little foreshafts and put them in the end here with their point. And when this penetrates the animal, the idea is the shaft doesn't go in, it hits and it falls on the ground, and the foreshaft stays in the animal. And if you need to, you can pick it up and reload it, just like we reload our gun, and do it again. So I'm going to try to hit this. I ain't perfect, but sometimes I am. We'll see if I can do a good one. There's my dang. And they probably would hunt from pretty far away a lot of the times. I think they would try to get so close that they couldn't miss. So that's what I'm going to do. And there's kind of two, from what I've studied and learned and felt, there's two main ways to throw this. You know, a lot of people think they're standing there, maybe use their arm to aim, but that doesn't help at all actually. They didn't even move or run when they threw this. They maybe took, if you wanted a little extra, you would take that one step. Is all you would have to do. And then a lot of times you don't even, you know, hunting a deer or something, or if you're close enough, you don't even need to take that step. So let's see how it goes. Y'all pray for me. And yourselves. It won't go that way though. But depending on the weather, I might not be wearing any clothes right now except a little loincloth.
Thank you.
All right. See the mammoth. Looks like a baby. I should be safe. Well, you got him in the head, but that's not what I want. I think it was lethal. So.
Did it go through? Oh, okay. I was videoing and not watching.
Yeah, my forecast nowhere to be. Oh, nice.
Linda, did somebody tell you the lunches are here?
Oh,
Get that
we're
picture.
friends.
Yeah, Linda.
Let's see how this
Marvin's
goes.
done. He's done. We'll be eating good tonight. I don't know, our man was good.
They're delicious if you're hungry.
I'm assuming so.
Anthony, I'd get a little better shot.
No?
That's a gut shot. This whole tribe would have been mad at me. Probably doesn't help that I've been practicing at a low target this whole time. Anyway, that's there's really nothing to it. It's a pretty simple thing. You kind of got to get a feel for throwing it. You got to kind of slowly work into the throw. You don't want to just abruptly just throw it and go all over the place. It's really a feeling you got to have when you throw it. Get your elbow up. Back throw too, but poor Marvin.
I know.
Now, move on to the. So So I was working on a bow and I just couldn't dry it in time. And this other one I have, I knew it would break eventually because I didn't quite follow the growth ring on it. This is the first one I made. So I made one that I think if they were in a bind and needing to make something quick, they could have made a bow like this. It's not as big a stave. It's just one small stave I picked. And I left all the front on it and didn't scrape anything off of that. That's what when I said I didn't follow the growth ring on this. You want the face of your bow to be one growth ring. If you have any splits in there, it's going to want to break right where it cuts into those other growth rings. So this string here is a whitetail backstrap, harvested this area. They usually keep their string off their bows. Keep the fibers in the bow nice and straight and just keep the shape. Sometimes when you keep your string on, it will stretch the string and it just kind of messes with the fibers in the bow.
It's made from wood.
This string is backstrap sinew. And you can make string also. If I needed to, say I was building this bow real quick and I didn't have sinew yet, I can use yucca and I can make one that's not quite as strong, but I can make it strong enough it will last for a little while until I get maybe even something small like a squirrel, or I can use intestines to make a string, or that skin of a deer to make a string. If I get a deer, I'm using the sinew. And their style is a lot different than European. It's a quick lean forward point shoot. It's another thing that has a lot more to do with feeling than aiming.
What's that?
They probably had little calluses here. I don't. The string's gonna hit you in the wrist and hurt pretty good. Let's see. Another really cool thing. When we came here, we thought we had the firepower. But we were wrong. They could unload up to 12 arrows by the time we could only unload one shot. And so for a while, I think the natives had the upper hand there. They'd hold them all in one hand. They'd just speed. I can't do it. I've seen videos, and I'll maybe try to practice as I get older and get good at it. For now, I'm going to stick to one arrow at a time. So let's see how I do it here. This is a lot easier to get closer to your animal, I think. Something you can do if you guys hunt by yourself to feed your family. Some smaller game. Like I said, you're not standing upright like a European draw. You don't get full draw. You're leaning forward on it. And it's real quick, which that is a horrible aim. I hit him in the head still, so I would.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that one I didn't feel good at all. My knock was really bad. I tried it anyway. Oh, I got nervous. This is something I did for fun. I'll just show you how it does. It's one of my modern arrows. It's got braided fletchings, and I put a stone tip on it. So it's a little bit of a hybrid. This one should shoot straight for me. So I'm doing a traditional hold too. I got 3 fingers under and my thumb wrapped around. Finally a good shot. Thank y'all for listening, and I'll be around here to talk more if y'all like.
Thank you.